see Caitlin Clark coming down the left side. Just so much that makes her so dangerous. Not only the passes, but the get.
Oh, yeah.
It's like when you have your two kids. Don't touch me. Aaron's in front of Bree Jones, so she can't get out and contest and head in here tonight.
So happy to be with you this Wednesday night for the WNBA playoffs on ESPN. To jump it up, Indiana fighting for its season. Connecticut looking to...
Not only giving her space, but having her hands up in the air. Bentley has length. As you see.
No one picks up Clark, who cans the three.
I see one go through.
Now Bonner gets some space, can't hit. Clark, Marina Mabry was on guard for today as Boston shovels it up and off. Pass to Bentley, her jumper won't go. Boston on the offensive glass. Tagged down by Clark. Indiana wants to run, that's why. Mitchell. Here's Bonner. Off to Thomas, finds the cutter. Jones gets fouled. About the adjustment in the starting lineup from Christie Sides with Bentley instead of
Thomas, but we touched on it already. The length, having her hands up in the air, is one of the things to watch.
Clark spinning inside, roving, and nearly through to... Here's Clark, 3 to shoot. Gonna have to hoist from the logo. In a spot, no foul was called as Lexi Hull and Bonner now get into it. Here's Carrington, zipping to the rim and gets it back. Guarded by Thomas, the dump inside. Difficulty Indiana has with dealing with that. Mabry's floater is short. In and out. Rebound, knocked out of bounds to Connecticut. Years on the other in this case. Carrington overcooked it in the lead. Hull diving inside, can't finish it. Will to fully capitalize. Ready or fourth. Clark zipping up the floor. Mitchell's three is good. Clark dumped it down. Hull lays it in the first. And a foul here is going to go against Boston after the way they struggled from deep in game one. Thomas can't finish it. Thomas push shot rims off. Or Clark step back, rolls off. Rebound whacked out of bounds by Boston.
Pace is causing open looks, and they're getting confidence as this early game goes on.
Indiana's pace doesn't just help their flow offensively, but Connecticut is such a good...
But she's getting the ball up the floor so quickly, it's just sort of scramble mode. Whoever...
In game one, and she said, well, I wasn't exactly as excited. I am 30. As she and Clark got tied up.
Carrington's got good strength.
Finds Clark. Back to Bentley. Couldn't handle it, but a kick. Nelson Adota will check in for Connecticut. Bree Jones. Alchel. Trying to dump it down to Boston. And Thomas able to first.
Good looks, though. They're getting good looks.
Clark connects. And a foul here against Mitchell in this first, and a 9-point Indiana lead. Carrington blasts to the bucket. Can't bucket, but throws it away. Hull in traffic gets fouled. Things Caitlin Clark talked to us about as Carrington felt like she was fouled on that pass. Taking a look at the upcoming game threes, or if there are game threes, they happen at 7:30. Here's Mabry. Thomas leans in and finishes. Transition, able to finish. Alyssa Thomas in trans.
Multiple Indiana Fever players were there. Couldn't get back in transition.
Bentley. Here's Hull looking for help. Clark a three. That one's off. Very efficient in game one. Thomas, shot put? No. And Indiana struggles to secure the defensive glass. Smith started 37 of 40 games in the regular season. In a world of space, Mabry's three is good. To one. Clark through the lane, can't reverse it in.
As soon as they corral the defensive board, they're getting it and going. It's
okay. And now the officials calling on.
What is happening?
The foul call against Lexi Hull.
Because of all the other activity, and Indiana had plenty of time to...
I agree. Well, are you going to say because of a foul, Aaliyah Boston was hung within the on Hull, then a second on Mitchell?
You don't want to use your challenge for that, but certainly...
Let's find out.
After review, the challenge has been deemed successful.
They maintain their timeout. Mitchell, instead of picking up a second, remain. I would imagine that there's also some frustration from Indiana that but it feels to me, and you and I have covered her a lot now, that like she's Thomas. Thomas going to take it right at Clark. Can't finish it. Clark trying to get free of Mabry, cannot. Clark can't get open. Shot clock down to 3. Fag Bentley just has to hoist. Job denying Clark. And that's going to be a foul. Clark, 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. With this significant advantage to Connecticut.
Really good pace to the
Connecticut run. 6-second difference game in shot clock to shoot. Mitchell trying to shake free. Long jumper won't go. A bomb. Missed it. And that'll do it for the first. No run. And they lead by 3 after 1.
Transition, obviously, we slowed down a little bit, but that's what we have to get back to. We get stagnant in the half court, so we have to get stops.
But we've got to do a better job of getting stops. We've got to get stops.
Coach, how do you balance
Right now.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. Tipped out of bounds, stays here. You have Duntas and Smith on the floor together. Will she come and get Lexi Hull? Not yet. And Hull tosses it out of bounds. She and Clark not
quickly outlet it to a teammate?
an extended 13-0 run. Wheeler in for Hull. Mabry. Look like 3. Rebound Smith. Shoveling it back to Mitchell. Clark bounces inside. Duntas. No space. No time. And another bleed. Over the last 5 early. Their last field goal was the 5:35 mark. Nice pass. Burton in the corner. Connect! We're going to take Burton. Clark inside. Banks it home through the contact.
Which side's of the floor?
Big screen from Thomas as Burton lays it in. Connecticut run. Duntas turns. Can't hit. Rebound count in a row now where she's gotten away with some contact. That one she did not. Good shots. We just didn't hit them in game 1. Right now they're shooting 25%.
All right, but how about Marina Mabry? Takes that shot and then goes halfway across the...
Throughout the year, when they've struggled, they've looked frazzled. As Carrington gets free, Connecticut has taken advantage. Mitchell is fouled. We asked Stephanie White, what does she think is the most consistency? Moving into the starting lineup, game in, game out, delivering. As Clarkston turning and traveling.
Olivia Nelson and
Prince. Stephanie White pushing the button of Nelson Adota when Bree Jones was struck. Mabry, tough look, can't finish again. Indiana. Winner plays the winner of Minnesota Phoenix. Burton, not that time. Burton bodies in, kicks out. Thomas, no. Connecticut a 6-point lead. Shot clock expires.
only 19 field goal attempts.
Clark wide open, short.
Really, really nice contributions from the Connecticut bench. Olivia.
And a whistle on Clark. Into the paint, off to Boston. Baseline jumper, too strong. Boston will shoot 2.
Left the St. Thomas when she was just 12 years old because she felt like to really going to a different place, learning a different style of life, and she has traveled so far off in the WNBA playoffs.
An all-star each of her first 2 seasons, comes up with a stop in, but Wheeler and Fag Bentley not on the same page, and that is 1. Burton gets denied, but foul. It'll be Clark. To keep up with the playoff intensity, you have to give Jen Rosati and the front office of the Connecticut Sun a lot of credit for the way they out there in the Twitter sphere. So here's Mitchell. Mitchell cuts. Here's Bonner. Bonner drops it. Is not committed to anything about her plan, but could be cored by Indiana. Clark left alone, short. And after the early attempts were hit, Bree Jones back in there, and a tie-up with Wheeler. Well, Jones tips it over to Burton. Heighted. Leaner, and a foul on Wheeler will send Dewana
up or against any team that wants to get it and go.
The all-world legendary point guard from the Minnesota shovels it in. At 5, Boston forces it up and in. Mabry, pull-up jumper is good.
At it best, when I talked to Duana yesterday, I've been here. She knows what this takes.
Brink of one over and over and over again. They've been to the semis at least. Thomas very consistently throughout all of those postseasons has elevated her game. Dumping it in, Bree Jones forces it up and banks it home. Tough finish to go back to work on Jones. Here's Boston rummaging inside. Tough.
Sending a double.
8 points, 11 rebounds for Boston. Mabry again. Whenever Indiana hits a big bucket, she responds. Clark banks.
I think you mean artificial intelligence with AI by that.
Jones was able to sing. Burton finishing. Burton right by. Foul here on Mabry. We'll see.
Foul on Mabry?
Yes. So that is her second. Clark, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Make it 14. Burton. Mabry, a corner 3. Error, who misses the layup. Had a wide open layup at the horn.
Team and an experienced player in Marina Mabry stepping up.
Mabry with 17 after.
Terrific pass by Boston. Head fake. You got to go up right there. You got to go. Big shot. Assess. Can I go left? No, goes right instead. Leaves Boston. Active hands. That's what you want from your defenders. Active hands, get deflection. Right side, and how she uses her shoulder and her body as she kind of flings the event. And here, slow down, right? As soon as you get the defender on your hip, and did there, all over Caitlin going inside. I mean, that's a fun
as well. Fourth quarter of game 2 coming up with Indiana.
As Indiana was going on their run, and Ryan
able to hit that layup. Boston responds. Shot clock down to 4 here. Hull gets an open look, lines it up, and knocks it down.
Hull open.
Hull shot. And now Thomas having some issues. 2 to shoot. Thomas on a Boston. Here's Clark into the paint, able to finish. Carrington finds Jones, center of the lane, can't finish. Clark around the screen, bounces to Boston, beautifully for the finish. Here's Mitchell. Oh, she is just so shifty. Knocked out of bounds by Fag Benley, Connecticut basketball. But an excellent chance. Dijonais is first team. Jones can't finish, finds the cutter. Boston traveled. For Bree Jones, that move really paid dividends. Bonner's pull-up off. Green lays it in. Caitlin Clark with 18 and has gotten to the count. Hull draws a crowd. Jones straight on. Feathery. Mitchell zigzags and draws a whistle. Mitchell, step back 3 is good with double the steal. Here's Hull, nice tight pass. Mitchell and Hull able to Beaver contingent getting loud here in Uncasville. Thomas. Mitchell. Not that time. Ooh, that's an offensive foul. Thomas, nice delivery from Mabry. Away to 3. Nelson Adoda separate. And Clark gets Burton on her hip, separates, and knocks it. Really evolved throughout the season. Wasn't even attempting mid-range.
Possessions ago, the 3 that Caitlin Clark took was a little bit of a force. This one, this last, keep them there, get into them, you have the advantage.
Meanwhile, how about it's a game where Connecticut is without Ty Harris and Clark 94 feet. Clark, looked like Hull the rebound. I mean, we'll have to see a replay, but it looked like. Here's Mitchell looking to respond. It's playoffs. Thomas from the elbow, why not? Clark with Nelson Adoda on her. Steps out of bounds. As Indiana, who just had a brief lead, now gathers. Adoda position. Friday night back in Indiana. One. Pass. By the way, Veronica Burton, a team high plus 15 the bench for Connecticut. Thomas again. Clark around Burton. Caitlin Clark misses.
Clark looks winded.
Has not sat in this game. Hall missed it. Thomas again free to shoot, fading away. Alyssa Thomas off the catch to the corner. Hull's three. Don't go.
And then see Alyssa Thomas go to work inside. Ryan, you know there's a lot of new fans.
Struggling again in this game. I think that last hit Connecticut. No, they're going to say it last. And it is going to be Indiana basketball.
You can often tell by the players, and none of
Remember, this team led the W in three-point percentage post-Olympic break. Here's Mabry gets fouled. Some Connecticut players to go cold. And Connecticut, Indiana, Minnesota, Phoenix. For more on these games, please go to W. It's 11. Back Benley dives inside and lays it in. Thomas, what a dish. Mabry couldn't. 2 for 9 on the game. Mitchell rattles it in. Mabry, no answer. Then the paint, surrounded, and as it's taken away. Thomas, the finish, the foul. Thomas has been fantastic. The minutes off the bench for Connecticut. Dunches, flashes free. Nice delivery from that for years. Bonner off the catch, the attack, and the lay. Mitchell down to Fagbenley. Getting any. Shot clock's about to expire. A lost possession for Indiana. Bonner a three. No. Caitlin Clark looks gassed as Duntis floats it in. Neither of them has sat yet today. Dive inside Connecticut. Mitchell up to 15 points. Clark with 20 points. 10 assists for Indiana, and Alyssa Thomas, her 4th straight in league history. Indiana has cut the 11 points. Dishes out. Mabry floats in, and a foul call.
Huge off the bench. The pace has been so fast that Bree Jones has really hit son.
If you don't watch this game and just pick up the box score and see Nelson Adota's 6 minutes for Olivia.
And look, we know single game plus minuses can be. Lexi Hull having a little blood issue with her nose. Olivia Nelson-Adota is a Clark separating. That's a tough. Mabry leaning. No. Long rebound. No. Instead it's Hull. Back Benley a three. Oh my, is that? Thomas, shot put. Drops off. Double. Finds Boston. Back Benley waits and gets toppled. Foul in the act of shooting or not. It's the first team foul against behind Boston. Clark for the lead. You bet! And a foul here. Mabry looking to respond. She does! And no, Hull keeps it alive. Boston finds back Benley for the lay. Tied at 73. Bonner, nowhere. There's 2:54 to go. It's tied at 73 in an elimination game. She played Friday night in a do-or-die game 3. Boston right to work. It's 18 rebounds for Boston. Bonner dives in, and Clark. Over to Benley. Boston open. Boston lays it in. Bonner, the response. Oh, yeah! Connecticut by 1. 10 to shoot. Benley needs help. Knocks it away. And 2 on the shot clock for Indiana.
Great job.
And Indiana will take a timeout. Try and run us on the shot clock here for Indiana.
You wonder if they'll try to get a direct entry into Aaliyah Boston. And
Just the inbound is going up. Hull lobs it in. There you go, partner.
Situation maybe you have Caitlin Clark as the inbounder because she has such a
3 series. Connecticut leads 1-0. 78-77 with Clark on her. Bonner again. Back iron, no. For the lead. Short to follow. She kicks. Mabry. You got it. Connecticut for her in a rec league game. I was 8 years old. I chased her down, blocked her shot. Boston with 16 and 9. Hull trying to get it in, finds Mitchell. Deep three, banks on, will be fouled by Fagbenle. Indiana, one timeout remaining plus their reset timeout. That's new to the WNBA this season. You can advance. Mitchell to inbound. Indiana needs some magic. Mitchell scoop shot. Whoa. Lock arms again. And Connecticut. First 3 quarters. Meanwhile, we talked to Kate.
Yes.
Saw her parents, Brent and Ann, giving it up. Fagbenle lays it in on another beautiful delivery. Life back into Indiana with that turnover. Clark trying to get it up across her body. Back iron, no. Indiana back in the playoffs for the first time since 2016.
Serena Mabry just hitting a huge shot. Experience plays a role in this.
Carrington Way in the backcourt is fouled with 10.5% percentage out of 12 teams this season. Not tonight. On the brink of elimination. Mitchell lays it in, plus they give up that open look. That ends tonight in Connecticut.
Rebecca Lobo has strong words for Caitlin Clark following the announcement from ESPN. On Wednesday, Caitlin Clark's impressive rookie season came to an end as the Connecticut Sun defeated the Indiana Fever 87-81 in Game 2 of the WNBA playoffs. The game was aired on ESPN, and less than 24 hours later, the sports network made a significant announcement regarding viewership. According to ESPN PR on X, Game 2 between the Fever and Sun became the most-watched WNBA game of all time, averaging 2.5 million viewers and peaking at 3.4 million. This record prompted ESPN analyst Rebecca Lobo to share her thoughts on Clark's remarkable impact on the league. Just like in college, Caitlin Clark is a singular force when it comes to driving viewership and ticket sales, Lobo tweeted. The WNBA is finally shining in front of millions. I couldn't be more thrilled for these women. This milestone follows closely after Game 1 between the Fever and Sun became the most-watched WNBA playoff game on ESPN. Breaking such records is becoming a hallmark for both Clark and the Fever. Since her arrival in April, she has consistently shattered viewership and attendance records at every level. On the court, Clark has set multiple records, including the most assists in a season, the highest points scored by a rookie, and the most assists in a single game. Notably, she's the only rookie in league history to record a triple-double, doing it twice, no less. After a stellar 4 years with the Yukon Huskies, Lobo entered the WNBA in its inaugural season in 1997, playing 7 years primarily with the New York Liberty, where she earned All-Star honors and was named to the second All-WNBA team. Lobo was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2017, solidifying her legacy in the sport. Caitlin Clark is not just making waves, she's redefining the landscape of women's basketball. The future looks incredibly promising, and fans can't wait to see what she accomplishes next. Caitlin Clark envisions a bright future for Indiana. Although the Indiana Fever faced a swift exit from the 2024 WNBA playoffs after a 2-game series loss to the Connecticut Sun, Clark remains hopeful and energized about what lies ahead for the franchise. Reflecting on her rookie season and the progress the Fever made, Clark emphasized the positives despite the playoff disappointment. "This is just a glimpse of what this organization can achieve," she stated. "We have plenty of reasons to keep our heads held high. Just 2 years ago, this team only won 5 games. We're young and still finding our way, but we've bonded and truly enjoyed playing together." Early in the season, the Fever struggled, staggering to a record of 1-8. However, they turned things around, showcasing some of their best basketball following the All-Star break and the Olympics. Clark, increasingly acclimated to the WNBA competition, expressed pride in her team's resilience during this turnaround. "It's tough when you feel like you're playing your best basketball, and then it has to come to an end. But I'm proud of this group. They stayed resilient all year and had so much fun together," she added. With the spotlight constantly on her, Clark averaged 19.2 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.7 rebounds per game in her debut season. There's a solid foundation to build upon in Indiana, and Clark signaled that the future is indeed bright, as long as they continue on their current trajectory and grow as a cohesive unit. Could Caitlin Clark become the all-time leading scorer in WNBA history? After an incredible rookie season, many are wondering how long it might take her to break some of the league's most coveted records. Although Clark's debut season came to an end in the first round of the 2024 WNBA playoffs when the Indiana Fever was eliminated by the Connecticut Sun, she has already set herself on a path toward a legendary career in basketball. Just months after becoming the all-time leading scorer in NCAA history, Clark shattered multiple WNBA records for rookies, including most points in a season, most assists in a season, and the single-season rookie record for three-pointers made, among others. Given this stellar start, it's not far-fetched to believe that Clark could eventually dominate career statistics like points, assists, and three-pointers. But how long would it take for her to achieve these milestones? Can Caitlin Clark break the WNBA career points record? In 2024, Clark averaged 19.2 points per game, playing in all 40 regular season games and totaling 769 points in her debut. The all-time points leader, Diana Taurasi, currently holds 10,646 points and has played 20 seasons in the league. As of now, Taurasi has not confirmed if she will return for another season or retire. If Taurasi were to retire, Clark would need 9,878 points to break the record. If she maintains her current scoring pace of 19.2 points per game and plays every game in a 40-game season, she could become the all-time leading scorer in her 14th season, which would be in 2037. Of course, staying healthy is crucial. Injuries could significantly delay her pursuit of this record. If she can boost her scoring average while remaining injury-free, she might achieve this milestone even sooner. Can Caitlin Clark break the WNBA career assists record? In 2024, Clark averaged 8.4 assists per game, totaling 337 assists, a new WNBA season record. The current career assists leader is Sue Bird, with 3,234 assists. If Clark continues at her current pace, playing all games and assuming the WNBA remains at 40 regular season games, she could become the all-time assists leader in her 10th season, which would be in 2033. However, it's worth noting that another player, Courtney Vandersloot of the New York Liberty, is also on track to break Bird's record. Vandersloot is just 385 assists away from the record and is projected to surpass it in 2026 if she continues her current performance. Can Caitlin Clark break the WNBA career three-point record? In 2024, Clark averaged 3.1 three-pointers per game, making 122 shots from beyond the arc, the highest in the WNBA for the season. The career three-point record also belongs to Taurasi, who has 1,447 three-pointers. If Taurasi retires and Clark maintains her current shooting pace, playing every game in a 40-game season, she could break this record in her 12th season, or by 2035. With her talent and determination, Caitlin Clark is on the brink of making history. The journey ahead is full of potential, and fans are eagerly watching to see just how far she can go.